10.
It happens every 2 years. The greatest archers from across the globe gather in one place to find out who's best in individual and team archery competition. Nearly 400 men and women from 53 nations, aged from the teens to the 50s, engaged in the pinnacle of a lifetime sport. The World Archery Championships. This year, Victoria in British Columbia, Canada is the site of the gathering of the world's best Olympic and compound bow archers. Located on Vancouver Island, this spot north of Seattle is Canada's garden spot, tempered by ocean breezes, gentle rain, and known for world-class salmon fishing. The site of this year's competition, Centennial Stadium, nestled on the campus of the University of Victoria. The Olympic bows shot here are made of modern alloys and composite materials, but the basic design is 2,000 years old. It's considered much more challenging to shoot than the popular compound bow and is the only type of bow allowed in the Olympic Games. In the women's Olympic division, 2 days of competition will cut the field of 98 to 64. In the past decade, no country has dominated women's archery quite like Korea. Korea's incredible women have won every gold medal at the Olympic Games since 1984. An illustration of the depth of Korea's women's team can be found in the story of this woman, Kim Kyung-wook. Kim's victory in the 1996 Olympic Games came after 12 years' effort to make the Korean team. She also led her teammates to the team gold medal in Atlanta. But 12 months later, Kim has been replaced by new faces for this year's World Championship. In the sport of baseball, a team with 8 hitters over 400 would be considered incredible. The equivalent to that in archery is the ability to regularly shoot a score of 1,300 in the qualifying round. In Korea, more than 80 women can do that, but in the United States, only 2. With the qualifying round complete, a series of 18-arrow head-to-head elimination matches shot at 70 meters will be used to trim the field of 64 qualifiers until only 8 remain. Among the top archers at this event, this woman, 1995 World Indoor and Outdoor Champion Natalia Valeva of Italy, is back to defend her title. But the 28-year-old's hopes were dashed by Mexico's Erika Reyes early in the elimination portion of the competition. In turn, Reyes was defeated by 1996 Olympic bronze medalist Olena Sadovnichaya of the Ukraine team. Sadovnichaya will be shooting for a medal. Now, at the quarterfinal stage, Russian archer Anna Putseva faces the top-ranked archer at the tournament, Korea's Kim Cho-soon. The finals are conducted with only 12 arrows, increasing the pressure on each shot. One poorly placed arrow may mean certain defeat. That arrow is in the 7 ring, starting the match for Putseva. Not a good start. With a 9, Kim gains 2 points to lead the match. Although her second shot was a 10, Putseva would not recover after this 6. Kim goes on to a convincing victory, heading for the semifinals. Korean dominance is evident as 3 of the 4 Korean teammates are in the finals. Korea's Kim Do-ri faces her teammate Kang Kyun-ji. Kim starts off well with a pair of 10s. Kang falters badly. Her arrow is in the outer black ring and is only good for 3 points. The rest is a formality as Kim closes the door on her teammate and heads to the semi-final round, where she'll be facing her team member Kim Cho-soon. Olena Sadovnichaya's gold medal hopes depend on getting past Germany's Cornelia Fold. With that shot, and a 4-point win, Fold stops Sadovnichaya's run. But Sadovnichaya has the team round to look forward to later in the competition. After posting another win over Poland's Joanna Nowicka, Foal heads for the gold medal match. The other semifinal match to decide who will face Foal is another Korean face-off. Kim Do-ri faces 1996 Olympic team gold medalist Kim Cho-soon. Winning form at a 10 for Kim Do-ri. Kim Cho-soon had kept the match very close, but that 7 opens the door for Kim Do-ri. You can't afford a 7 against Kim Do-ri. That 10 closes the door and she takes the match. For Kim Cho-soon, the #1 ranked archer of the tournament, the best hope now is for a bronze medal. Her surviving teammate will go for gold. That's coming up next. The Archery World Championships are brought to you by Hyundai and by FIDA, the International Archery Federation. The World Championship has come down to the final 12 arrows. And for Cornelia Foal, a 26-year-old from Berlin, it will soon be the moment of truth. It is not her first opportunity for gold. Flashing back to August 1996, the Olympic Games, Foal and her German teammates lead the Koreans in the gold medal match. Then disaster. The arrow is in the 1 ring, out of camera range. Foal prepares for her second shot. But the enormity of the disaster starts to set in. Pressure proves too much to bear for Cornelia Foal. But now, once again, gold is on the line against a Korean opponent. And after the first 4 hours of the match, Foal trails her opponent by only 3 points. It's a 10, and Kim Do-ri will now need a 10 to maintain the 3-point lead. Eight points in the red. Foal closes to within 1 point with a pair of 9s from Foal and 8s from Kim. Foal leads by 1. Kim Do-ri steps to the line. It's a 10 for Kim Do-ri. Now, Foal will need a 10 to maintain the lead over Kim. There's only 40 seconds on the clock for each arrow. Foal is running out of time. She shoots 7 points. She's now 2 points behind Kim Do-ri, and she prepares for the final 3 shots of the match. Nine points. After shooting a 9, Foal still trails by 2 points. Now preparing for the final 3 arrows. Foal is down by 2. She rebounds with a 10. Kim will now need a 9 to keep the lead. Eight points. It's a tied score. After losing the lead, Germany's Cornelia Foal has fought her way back to a tie, and there are only 2 arrows left in the gold medal match. This is critical. Foal is taking her time. She wants to make sure the shot is correct. Another disaster for Cornelia Foal. She shoots a 5. It seems she's again succumbed to the pressure, which cost her so dearly at the Olympic Games. For Kim Do-ri, it's a matter of keeping it in the gold. 9 points, and though Foal finishes with a 10, It's Kim Do-ri who will take gold home to Seoul. For Cornelia Full, the pressure of the Olympic round is still a challenge to be mastered. And once again, Korea's women continue a winning tradition. But the pro-Korean crowd is only getting warmed up. Next, the men's competition when we return to the World Archery Championships. "121 men in the Olympic bow division were trimmed to 64 in the first 2 days of qualification, which includes shooting 36 arrows at 90 meters, about 2 feet short of the full length of a football field. The men shoot 70 meters in the elimination rounds at both the Olympic Games and the World Championships. The story of men's archery in the past year has been dominated by one man. This is double Olympic gold medalist Justin Hewish of Simi Valley, California. At the 1996 Olympic Games, Hewish and the archer on the right, Magnus Pettersson of Sweden, engaged in a dramatic 12-arrow shoot-down round for the gold medal. Hewish was victorious in his quest for Olympic gold. He also helped lead the United States men's team to victory over the Koreans in the gold medal team round held at the Olympic Games. Here at the World Championships, the 22-year-old Hewish faced his 58-year-old teammate, 1972 Olympian Ed Eliasson of Salt Lake City, Utah. After defeating Eliasson, Hewish then faced Italy's Matteo Bisiani, one of the top-ranked archers in the world. After Bisiani, he took out Ukrainian Igor Parkhomenko. But while he's been winning matches, Hewish says some things have changed in the years since the Olympic Games.
I definitely feel strong. I haven't trained as much as I did going to the '96 Olympics because I've had other distractions, you know, trying to help promote the sport of archery and to promote myself and do appearances and this and that and try to make a living at it. So there's been other distractions and also trying to take off time also, not to get burnt out. And I haven't trained quite as much as I would like to have.
On the rest days of the championships, some archers took time off to go fishing for salmon or see the many sights in the area of Victoria. Not so the Koreans. On their day off of competition, the Korean archers were still doing physical training, refining form and equipment. There is an intensity one can feel among the team members. Former Korean head coach Lee Ki-shik explains why.
For the Korean, it's life. It's just life. It's their job, their life. So they're training very much hard than the other country. And the other one is good system. That is, they already put in the curriculum in school for the archery. So they start from maybe 13 and 14 years old. We can keep changing archers. We can find it easily. I think it's a good system with good training.
That intensity and dedication to training pays off. Shooting against Justin Hewish of the United States is the #1 qualifier in these World Championships. 21-year-old Jang Young-ho, who's made it known he's out to beat Hewish. The two have been rivals for the past 2 years. Jang opens with a 9, just out of the 10 rank. Hewish has an 8. Another 9 for Jang. 8 points. Hewish is down by 2. Another 9 for Jang. Another 8 and a slow start for Justin Hewish. With the final arrows of the match now, Jang has a lead over Hewish, but Hewish is smoothing out. He's starting to make headway. It's a 10 for Hewish. 10 for Jang with 2 arrows left. Hewish's final shot. It's 10 points, but with a 4-point lead, all Jang needs to win is 7 or better. That's the outer part of the red. Nine. Jang eliminates the reigning Olympic champion. In spite of a good finish, Hewish had given up too many points too early in the match. Another battle of the Koreans is brewing as Jang Young-ho meets Kim Kyung-ho in the semifinal round. Ten points. Kim shoots a 10. It's an exhibition of precision. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. In the end, Kim shoots Jang by 1 point, 112 to 111. Frank shoots gold medal match. That match is coming up next. 10, 10, 9. Gold fever grips Korea's fans as the finals yield a surprise. While Kim Kyung-ho may have expected to face a teammate in the finals, this man, Christophe Penois of Belgium, had different ideas. Penois has come off an outstanding season with multiple victories earlier in the year, but it was still a big upset when he defeated Korea's popular archer, Kim Bo-ram, better known at home as Rambo. He hung in there, shot for shot with Rambo. 10 points. But Kim Bo-ram faltered with a 7. An opportunity for Penois. And so the Belgian, ranked 68th in the world, coming into the World Championships, qualifying 26th here, defeats number 2 qualified Kim Bo-ram. Kim Bo-ram would go on to defeat Japan's Daita Uemura for the bronze medal. Now, Penois faces Kim Kyung-ho for the gold. It's the second round, and Penois is trailing by 2 points. Penois shoots a 10, dead center. Kim answers with a 10. 9 for Penois. Kim shoots a 9 and keeps a 2-point lead. Another 9 for Penois. Kim can gain a 3-point lead with a 10. That's an 8. Penois is only 1 point behind. Maybe there's a crack in the Korean's armor. Definitely a crack. An 8 for Kim. A big opportunity for Penois. A 10 would give him a 1-point lead. 8. Penois missed an important opportunity with that shot. Kim comes back with a 10. Penois shoots a 9. Kim now leads by 2 points. Another 9 for Kim. An 8 from Penois. Now, on the final arrow of the match, an 8 or better will win it for Kim. It's in the goal. Victory for Kim Kyung-ho. silver will cap off a great year for Christophe Benoit, but lots of opportunity missed dampened the moment. And so, Korea's Kim Kyung-ho reaches the pinnacle of the world's best. Gold for Korea. Having swept the men's and women's individual gold, Korea's archers can now look ahead to the team round. As for the Korean women, they're relaxed and ready, having qualified for the gold medal match by defeating the top-class Turkish women's team. Now, the team from Italy faces the team from Ukraine for the right to shoot for gold against Korea's unstoppable women. Italy has shot well to make the semifinals. "5 points. Christine Iorati is succumbing to the pressure. She does not look very relaxed. Mentally, the team round is different than the individual round. The archer isn't only responsible for their own score, they feel responsible for that of their team. By hesitating on these shots, though, Iorati may be hurting her team. They're running short on time. Each team member has 1 minute to shoot 3 arrows, and Iorati is obviously struggling. Good decision. Rather than risk another bad shot, Iorati is letting her teammate, Giovanna Aldigani, set up to shoot. But the clock has run low. Aldigani will have to shoot quickly. "8 points. Not a bad shot under the circumstances. But plagued by the pressure, the Italians end up defeated by the Ukraine. Italy's semifinal loss, a disappointment, as is their loss to Turkey in the bronze medal match. And for Christina Iorati, words of support from her teammates cannot comfort her despair. Korea and Ukraine step to the line for the gold medal match. For Korea's Kim Cho-soon, it's a chance for some precious medal. "10. 10 points for the 1996 Olympian. Ukraine's Tatiana Muntien, the reigning world indoor champion and 1988 Olympian, has 1996 Olympic record-setting archer Lena Harasimenko and 96 Olympic bronze medalist Elena Sadovnicha on her team to take on the Koreans. But anchored by their newest gold medalist, the Koreans aren't planning to give any ground to the Ukraine team. 10 points. A gold sweep for Korea. Korea's men, led by Kim Bo-ram, Jang Young-ho, and world champion Kim Kyung-ho, dash the hopes of Norway, completing a total sweep of the gold medals in the Olympic division of the 1997 World Archery Championships. This is only the second World Archery Championship to implement a division for the popular compound bow. The compound bow was developed in the late 1960s. The mechanics of the compound allow an archer to shoot a 60-pound bow but hold less than 25 pounds. The compound is shot with a mechanical trigger device called release. It features magnified sights along with rear sights which allow rifle-like aiming. The compound is not allowed in the Olympic Games but appears in almost all other competition. The women's compound division is growing with each passing year. Some top compound archers are former Olympic bow competitors, such as Petra Eriksson of Sweden. Others are professional archers who shoot in tournaments for cash prizes. The compound bow originated in and is most popular in North America, but European archers in particular have taken to the compound in droves because of its ease of use and popularity. The competition is taking place at Victoria's Centennial Stadium. Michelle Ragsdale is well known in the United States as a top professional archer, but even professionals have off days, and this is one for Michelle. She's having a lot of trouble with the gusty winds swirling around the interior of the stadium. Because compound archery emphasizes very careful aiming, many of the competitors are having trouble in the windy conditions. But Michelle has come to these championships with a teammate who's always there for support and help. It's her husband, top American archer Terry Ragsdale. Even though Michelle was eliminated at these World Championships, they happily celebrated their 19th wedding anniversary at this event. It's appropriate. They met and later were married at an archery tournament. Terry works for a large archery equipment manufacturer. While they support each other, they also know sometimes you have to be independent.
It's difficult a lot of times when you see husband or wives doing any type of venture where the husband tries to help the wife. Because Michelle made it very clear. She gave me a couple of rules to live by at our house, and one of them was that she'd been shooting archery just as long as I had, and when I want your help, I'll ask for it. And so as long as I remember that, don't always try to be the helpful husband. If she runs into a problem, she's been doing it as long as I have. And she knows how to do everything on her equipment. She builds it all, repairs it. And if she runs in from a time standpoint, she needs some help, I'm glad to help her out, but otherwise it's hands off.
How much help do you ask for?
Oh, occasionally I need help. I'm a registered nurse, so I don't actually work in the archery industry, which has really helped that we have different conversation come home, at the dinner table, and it's not all archery. But occasionally, he'll build my equipment when I don't have time to do it. And, we have the benefit of looking at each other over the last 20 years to be able to tell each other when we think we're doing something different or something wrong. And so we use each other a lot that way to help, stay competitive.
15-year-old Serena Pisano of Italy has been shooting a bow and arrow for half her life. 19-year-old Jamie Van Natta of the United States shot her way to a team gold medal at the World Indoor Championships in Istanbul in 1997. Here, she eliminates Pisano. Now, Van Natta will meet former Olympic archer Petra Eriksson of Sweden in the quarterfinals. Pisano will return later for the team round. Van Natta's opponent, the talented Petra Eriksson, is an engineer from near Gothenburg, Sweden. The 24-year-old has been shooting a bow since the age of 10. 10 points for Van Natta. And a 9 for Eriksson. Eriksson is a very experienced competitor.
When you shoot the head-to-head competition, you have to get all focused right away from the first arrow. You have to be 100% sure right from the beginning. And when you shoot the feet around, you can work on your form. You can allow yourself to do small mistakes, but you can work on them to make it right. But in the finals, you can't afford one small mistake. So you have to do everything right from the beginning.
Well, now she's been doing everything right. Eriksson is the top-ranked archer at this event. But she shoots a 7. That's the kind of mistake Eriksson warns against, while Jamie Van Natta wastes no time capitalizing with a 9. It's another 9 for Eriksson. A big upset. Jamie Van Natta of the United States clinches the match. She's taken out Petra Eriksson, a woman who holds world records for both Olympic and compound bow. Fabiola Palazzini is one of Italy's best hopes in the compound division. It is her second World Championship event. She picked up the sport in 1988 because she didn't want her husband, who's also an archer, to have to travel the match. She opens with 9 points. Her opponent, USA's Jamie Van Natta, hot off the upset of Petra Eriksson and still looking confident. It's a 10. Palazzini coming back with a total of 3 9s.
27 points to win the match for Palazzini.
10 points for Van Natta. She holds a 2-point lead.
Jamie Van Natta of the United States opening her match with 29
Now, later in the match, Palazzini trails by 1. She gets a 9. 8 for Van Natta. The score is tied. Palazzini shoots an 8. Van Natta shoots a 9 to pull ahead by 1 point. But Palazzini turns it up a notch. 9, 10, 9. And now a 1-point lead for Palazzini. It's Van Natta's last shot. 9 points. Palazzini will need a 9 to win the match. It is a 9. Palazzini escapes with a 1-point victory over Jamie Van Natta. And with the last arrow shot, he advances to the gold medal round, while Van Natta goes on to win the bronze medal. Palazzini's opponent for the gold is another former Olympic archer, Catherine Pelen of France. Pelen shot the Olympic bow for France in Seoul in 1988. She's been in 3 world championships in the Olympic division, but it's come up dry. To get here, she had to get past 2 of her French teammates. Now, with a compound bow, she will win a medal. At the start of the second round, Pelen trails by 1. A rough start in this portion of the match. She shoots a 7.
7 points.
It's the Italian team whistling its support in the background, and Palazzini strikes a 9. She's ahead by 3. 8 points for Pelen. 9 for Palazzini. She's ahead by 4 points. 10 points for Pelen. By the end of the second round, Palazzini still leads by 3 points. You can see Palazzini didn't like that shot. It is 8. Pelen capitalizes on that mistake. It's 9. She's within 2 points. And with 3 arrows remaining and a 2-point difference, anything can happen. It's the final end of 3 arrows. Pelen opens with a 9. Palazzini shoots and scores 9 points to stay 2 points ahead. Pelen shoots, it's an 8. It drops her to a 3-point deficit, and her fate is sealed. Palazzini needs a 6 to win. Eight points and victory. The 33-year-old Italian takes the gold. And for Pelen of France, finally, a medal after 4 World Championship efforts. When we return, we'll bring you the men's story from the 1997 World Archery Championships. Overcast and wind greet the men as they begin the qualification and ranking round of the 1997 World Championships. The men shoot 60-pound bows capable of propelling the arrow at more than 200 miles an hour. One of the masters of the art of the compound bow is world record holder Clint Freeman of Tasmania, competing for Australia. His formulas for success lie in the mind.
When I'm shooting, I just keep telling myself just to shoot perfect shots. I mean, if you shoot 36 perfect shots, then you come out of it all right. But I mean, if you come out shooting 35 perfect shots and 1 bad shot, you're not really happy with yourself. So just keep that positive frame of mind all the time. It's a good test of nerves and a good test of the mind. You've got to keep thinking all the time.
Some archers excel at either the elimination rounds or the more sedate qualification round. There is a big difference between the two. Shooting 144 arrows for ranking is quite different than putting everything on the line for only 12 arrows. One of the archers who knows this unpleasant reality firsthand is Slovenia's Dejan Cetar. He qualified first in the 144 arrow FITA round, only to find defeat at the hands of the 32nd ranked Gerard Douy of France.
Not French, English.
Top American archer and 1997 world indoor champion Dee Wild had a difficult time in the qualifying round. With a poor performance in the windy conditions, many competitors have dismissed him as an expert shot indoors, where conditions are perfect and distances are short. Wild now finds himself one shot from elimination, but ties are broken with a single arrow shoot-off. Indoors, those are quite common, right up D. Wild's alley. Once again, Wild prevails in a shoot-off with a 10 to his opponent's 9. What about that indoor archer label?
Well, there were several people that was kind of laughing because I do so much indoors, and that's where my reputation is. And now, you know, here he is out here going to try and do the outdoors. Well, anytime someone tells you you can't, you got to try. You know, and basically that's it, because I had never done it before. You know, I mean, in the United States, yes, I have shot. I've won the nationals shooting this round and stuff, but on an international contingency, a lot of people didn't ever feel I was even competitive.
And so far, Wild and his teammate Terry Ragsdale have been very competitive, making it to the quarterfinals. It's finals day. The wind in the stadium as strong as ever. And it's D. Wild versus Denmark's Per Knudsen for the quarterfinal match. Knudsen shoots and scores 9 points. Good shooting. D. Wild finishes with a 9 and a 2-point victory. Next, Wild faces Sweden's Peter Anderson. The flags tell the story of the wind. Wild shoots and opens with a 10. Anderson with a 9. Wild has been surprising a lot of people. This indoor shooter obviously knows something about shooting outdoors, and he finishes the match with a pair of 10s and a 3-point victory. Terry Ragsdale enjoys a reputation as a top indoor and outdoor competitor. He advances through the quarterfinals with a display of intense focus. In the finals rounds, the archers' arrows are retrieved by runners. The arrows are scored and pulled from the targets by agents appointed by the archer. It's the job of the agent to oversee scoring and call a judge if there's a need for the line call. Be the archer's eyes and ears at the target. Ragsdale's agent is one he knows and trusts, his wife and teammate, Michelle. In the semifinals, Ragsdale faces Australia's Clint Freeman. An excellent group of 3 arrows and 27 points starts Ragsdale's effort. Freeman matches the score. Meanwhile, D. Wild waits to see who he'll face for the gold medal. After the second end, the archers are tied up with all 9s after 6 arrows. Ragsdale breaks the streak with a 10. Freeman answers with a 9. He's 1 point behind. Second 10 in the row for Terry Ragsdale. Clint Freeman, mind master, needs a perfect shot here. It is an 8. It's a 3-point difference, which will spell doom for Clint Freeman's gold medal aspirations. He'll go on to win the bronze medal. Next, D. Wild and Terry Ragsdale, America's best compound archers, 2 of the winningest competitors in their sport, will shoot it out for the gold at the World Archery Championships.
The match will be getting underway in 2 minutes. Archer, il s'agit d'avoir un avertissement de 2 minutes. Le match débutera.
D. Wild and Terry Ragsdale, old friends, teammates, competitors. One will win gold in the next 12 arrows. Ragsdale opens with a 9. He looks focused and confident. Wild has not shot less than an 8 all day. He's only shot 2 8s. Everything else has been in the gold. Wild shoots and scores 7 points. It shows the extra pressure of the gold medal match. Both archers fighting the wind. 9 and 8 for Ragsdale, total 26. Wild can tie it up with a 10. It's a 10. D. Wild has tied the score. In the second round, the wind has increased in speed. Wild shoots. He scores a 9. Ragsdale needs a 9 to maintain a tie. A 10 will take the lead. It's an 8, drifting with the wind, and Ragsdale gives up the lead to Wild. 9 points for Wild. Eight points. Ragsdale's now down by 2 points. Gold medal is on the line. Ragsdale needs good shots to catch up with D. Wild. There's a good shot. 9 points for Ragsdale. D. Wild is relentless. He shoots a 10 and expands his lead to 3 points. Ragsdale needs 10s now. Gives more ground. Ragsdale shoots an 8. Ten points for D. Wild. He now leads by 5. Ragsdale could be in real trouble here. It's a 9, and it is real trouble. Ragsdale's down by 5. The third 10 in a row closes out the match for D. Wild of Pocatello, Idaho. This 46-year-old becomes the first compound archer ever to win both the world indoor and outdoor titles in the same year. D. Wild, world champion.
First archer in history to win both the indoor and outdoor world championships in the same year.
What are your thoughts right now, Dee?
I'm just happy. Not a lot to say. I mean, I shot good and I worked hard. The wind was a little bit difficult on everybody, but my wife told me when she talked to me this morning I had to come home with 2 things, pink fish and a gold medal. I got them both.
And so D. Wild has his salmon and the gold medal to bring home to his wife and 4 children. But before Terry and Michelle Ragsdale head home to Tucson, Arizona, to share Terry's silver medal with their son and daughter, Michelle will return to the competition field and the team round next from the 1997 World Archery Championships. The Archery World Championships are brought to you by Hyundai and by FIDA, the International Archery Federation. The final hours of the final day of competition, and it's time for the return of 15-year-old Serena Pisano and the Italian women's team as they face the Americans for the gold medal. One of those Americans, bronze medalist Jamie Van Natta, had eliminated Pisano during the individual competition. Now it's a chance for redemption for Pisano. A strong start for Italy with a 9, 8, and 10 from Pisano. Van Natta leads off the U.S. women's team and shoots 3 9s. Gold medalist Fabiola Palazzini does her part for Italy. Michelle Ragsdale fighting the wind, placing arrows in the goal. Christina Pernazza hits the goal. Now, American Nancy Zorn with only 7 seconds to shoot. The Americans are 2 points behind. Zorn shoots a 7. The Italian team now has a big opportunity. Now, gold medalist Fabiola Palazzini does her part for Italy. She closes the door on the Americans with a 10. It's gold for Italy. The second gold medal for Pernazza. will be remembered as one of the strongest performers of this championship. In the men's division, an unlikely gold medal ending. Using outdated and borrowed equipment and less than ideal shooting form, the archers from Hungary score a stunning upset, defeating the teams from Costa Rica, Great Britain, Italy, and finally Spain to seize the gold medal. But an even more compelling story comes from the bronze medal match. No Canadian archers have medaled at the World Championships since 1969. With the event on Canadian soil for the first time, Canada's men are on a mission. Final end. Canada has a 4-point lead, but it's a 10 for Italy, dead center. 23-year-old Andy Fochuk steps to the line for Canada and scores 9 points. Canada has a 3-point lead. It's a 10 for Italy. Quebec's Jean-Claude Lessert prepares his final shot. He scores 9. Canada's lead is down to only 2 points. It's coming down to the last arrows. The last shot for Italy, 9 points. Now, the last 3 shots for Canada are up to Hermel Volpe of Edmundston, New Brunswick, the 6-time Canadian national champion. He needs at least 26 points to win. The first arrow is a 9. 2 arrows left. And it's all on Volpe's shoulders. 9 points. And 8 will win the match. It's a 9. Victory for Canada. A fitting conclusion to the compound bow competition, the 39th World Archery Championships. 6 days, 8 championships. The 1997 World Archery Competition in Victoria, British Columbia will be remembered for the men and women who came to compete and the desire and sportsmanship they displayed.